You ever notice how she lingers just a second too long? Like that moment when her fingers accidentally brush against yours. And she smiles, but not too obviously. You probably thought it was nothing, just her being polite. But here's the truth. Women are masters at testing men without them even realizing it. That subtle touch, that wasn't an accident. That playful tease, not random. It's a signal, one of the hidden signs she's already sizing you up as more than just that guy. And the scariest part? Most men miss these signs and sabotage themselves before they even start. But today, we're going to uncover every single one. Did you ever think she was just being friendly? You might want to rethink that comment the last time you caught yourself wondering, was she flirting or just being nice? And trust me, stay till the end. The final sign will flip everything you thought you knew about how women choose men. You're sitting across from her at a dimly lit cafe. The kind of place with flickering candles, faint jazz playing in the background, and 2 cups of coffee slowly going cold between you. She leans forward slightly, laughs, just enough to show she's comfortable, but not enough to give anything away. And then it happens. That moment, her fingers graze yours across the table. Just for a second, barely long enough to notice. But something about it sticks with you. You tell yourself it's nothing, a coincidence, a casual accident. She probably didn't even mean it. But part of you replays it in your mind anyway, over and over. Her laugh, the timing, the look in her eyes that lingered half a beat longer than it should have done. Was that a signal? Or just a fluke? Most guys shrug that moment off. They don't realize they're already in the game and losing. Because here's what no one tells you. Women rarely say what they're feeling at first. They show it in quiet, calculated ways. Through small, almost invisible cues. Because to her, it's not just about attraction. It's about safety. It's about compatibility. It's about figuring out, long before anything physical ever happens, whether you're the kind of man who gets it or the kind who fumbles the signal and never gets another chance. And that's the part that stings. Right? You don't even know you missed the moment until she's emotionally pulled away, until she's laughing that same laugh with someone else, someone who did notice. See, there's a difference between being liked and being chosen. A lot of guys get liked. You're nice, respectful, polite. She smile, respond, maybe even hang out. But being chosen? That's a whole different level. That's when she sees you not as some guy who's around, but as someone who stands out, someone with presence, someone who makes her feel something real. And it all starts with the little things, the subtle touches, the soft tests, that shoulder brush. It wasn't just a gesture. It was a question. Are you paying attention? That compliment? It wasn't random. It was bait. To see if you'd pick up on her rhythm, her pacing, her vibe. You probably thought she was just being friendly after that compliment. But deep down, she was testing your emotional awareness, seeing if you could read the air. Not with words, but with presence. Most men never see it, but you will, because you're watching this now, which already makes you different. So here's your first practical move. Simple, powerful. Next time she lightly touches your arm, don't flinch. Don't rush to speak. Just pause. Smile genuinely. Hold her gaze for a second longer than normal. Say nothing. Let the silence stretch. And in that quiet space, you'll say more than words ever could. Because the real game, it doesn't start with a kiss, or a date, or even a text. It starts with what you notice. It always starts small, subtle. So subtle you'd swear it wasn't intentional. You're telling a story, something funny that happened at work, maybe something ridiculous your friend said. You're animated, leaning forward, hands moving as you speak. She laughs, but not just any laugh. It's the same rhythm, the same tone as yours, almost like an echo. You pause for a second, wondering if you imagined it. Did she really just mirror me? Or am I reading too much into this? Most guys wouldn't think twice. They'd brush it off, too caught up in their own nerves to notice. But you're smarter than that. Because here's what most men don't understand. When a woman starts to mirror your emotional energy, it's not an accident. It's an instinct, a deeply wired response to emotional alignment. She does it because something in her wants to be closer, wants to sync with you. Even if she isn't fully conscious of it. Picture this. You're leaning back, relaxed, with a half smile on your face. A moment later, she adjusts herself in her chair, mirroring your posture almost perfectly, her smile softening to match yours. It's like watching two dancers move in sync before the music even starts. Most men would think, weird coincidence. But you know better now. That's no accident. It's compatibility testing at its finest. And here's the catch: women don't just mirror physical movements. They mirror emotional energy. If you're calm and grounded, she starts to soften, slow down, and match your pace. If you're enthusiastic and playful, she leans into that energy, letting herself be a bit more open, more vibrant. But it's not just her following your lead. It's her testing your rhythm, seeing how it feels to be in your emotional orbit. Think about it. Why do you think some conversations flow effortlessly while others feel awkward and forced? Why do some women seem to click with you instantly? It's not luck. It's this emotional mirroring. She's testing the waters, subtly adapting to your vibe, to see if it feels right. Let me give you a little scene. You're at a house party. The music's loud, conversations buzzing all around. You crack a joke, sarcastic, dry, the kind of humor not everyone catches. She laughs, not just a polite chuckle, but a genuine laugh, mirroring your exact cadence. Her eyes sparkle just a bit. In that moment, it's like the whole room fades out. She's tuned into you. No one else thought, and here's what's really happening. She's aligning with your energy because she's drawn in, testing what it would feel like to emotionally dance with you long term. Most guys miss this completely, but you won't anymore. Here's what you do next time you see this in action. Simple, but game-changing. When she mirrors your vibe, whether it's in your posture, your tone, or even your laugh, don't rush it. Don't break the moment by overreacting. Instead, lean in just a bit more. Drop your voice slightly. Hold her gaze. Smile, slow and steady. Watch her follow. Because once you recognize this dance, you realize something powerful. She's not just being friendly. She's already imagining what it feels like to be with you. And now, you're the guy who knows exactly how to lead that dance. There's a moment that happens sometimes. And if you're not paying attention, it'll slip right past you. You're in a group setting. Maybe it's a casual hangout with friends, or a group project in class, or even a team meeting at work. Everyone's talking, laughing, sharing stories. But then, she leans in, just slightly, close enough that only you can hear. And she whispers something. Maybe it's a playful joke. Maybe a sarcastic comment about what someone else said. You laugh, almost instinctively, because suddenly, it feels like it's just the two of you in the room. That's an inside moment. And most guys think it's just harmless fun. Just a shared joke. Nothing serious. But here's what they don't realize. This is one of the most overlooked signs of deep attraction. It's emotional intimacy in disguise. You see, women create these inside moments with men they see as boyfriend material. It's not random. It's intentional. Because in her mind, she's testing something crucial: emotional safety. She wants to know, can we build something just between us? Can we create a world that no one else gets to enter? And here's the beautiful part. It starts with the smallest things. A private joke about how bad the coffee is at that cafe. A playful nickname she gives you after you share a funny story. Even a shared glance across the room after someone says something ridiculous. These are the building blocks of emotional connection. She's weaving threads, seeing if you'll help her tie them into something more. Let's paint a scene. You're at a rooftop party. The city lights stretch out below. Everyone's gathered around, talking about their weekend plans. She leans in and whispers, "If one more person talks about their CrossFit routine, I'm jumping off this balcony." You burst out laughing, not because it's that funny, but because it's your moment, your secret. No one else even heard it. Most guys let that moment pass. They laugh, then move on, but not you. You recognize it for what it is, an invitation, a signal. She's pulling you into her inner world, subtly seeing if you'll stay. And here's what you do next time this happens. Feed it. Double down on the connection. Tease her back. Continue the joke. Let her see that you're not just catching the signal. What? You're playing along. Because the more of these inside moments you share, the stronger the emotional bond grows. Before long, you'll realize something strange. She's looking for you in every group. She's positioning herself next to you. She's seeking out those little moments every chance she gets. She wouldn't do this with just anyone. You've passed the first threshold. The guy she chooses, he's not just funny or charming or cool. He's the one who shares the joke no one else even knows. And that guy is starting to look a lot like you. There's a strange little moment that happens more often than you realize. You're out somewhere together. Maybe it's a casual dinner. Maybe you're meeting at a park. Or maybe it's just deciding where to sit at a crowded event. She glances around, looks back at you, and asks a simple question. Where should we sit? It feels innocent, casual, like she's just being polite, letting you choose. But here's what you don't see. This isn't about chairs. It's not about the view. It's not even about the food or the comfort. It's about you. In that moment. She's not asking where to sit. She's asking something else entirely. Can you lead? Women are wired to seek out emotional security. It's not about dominance or control. It's about confidence, direction, stability. And one of the most subtle ways they test this is by putting you in these low-pressure leadership moments. Tiny situations that seem insignificant, but to her, speak volumes about who you are underneath the surface. You probably didn't notice it before. How she sometimes hesitates just long enough for you to take the lead. How she waits for your cue before ordering her drink. How she asks, "What do you think?" Even when she clearly already has an opinion. She's not doing it to be indecisive. She's doing it to watch how you respond. Let's set the scene. You're walking through a busy street fair. Food trucks line both sides, the air thick with spices and laughter. She pauses, scanning the options, then looks at you and says, "I can't decide. What should we get?" Most guys panic here. They hem and haw, trying to be polite, saying, "Oh, whatever you want," or "I don't know, what do you feel like?" But you're smarter than that. You've learned something most men never realize. She doesn't want you to control her. She wants you to guide her, to be decisive, to carry the moment with quiet confidence. Because it's not about tacos or burgers. It's about whether you can step up without fear. And here's the beautiful part. When you do take the lead, she relaxes. You'll notice it. Her shoulders drop. Her smile softens. She leans in a little closer. It's as if she was holding her breath, waiting for you to step up. So next time she asks you to make a choice, no matter how small, don't hesitate. Decide quickly, confidently, even if it's just, "Let's sit by the window. I like the view." Watch how she responds. Watch how her energy shifts. Because in her mind, it's never just about the table or the food or the movie. It's about this unspoken question. Is he the kind of man who knows what he wants? And now, you are. There's this eerie thing women do that most men completely overlook until it hits them square in the chest. You're mid-conversation, maybe talking about your weekend plans or casually mentioning your favorite band, something you barely even think twice about. And then, a week later, out of nowhere, she brings it up, word for word, as if she's been keeping that little piece of you tucked away, saved like a secret dot. It's jarring the first time it happens. You almost feel exposed, like she's been studying you behind the scenes. But here's the thing she has. Not in a creepy way. In a deliberate, intentional way. Because when a woman sees you as boyfriend material, she starts collecting data. Little pieces of you. The way you talk about your passions. The smell of your cologne. Your favorite coffee order. Even the way you roll your sleeves up when you're focused. It's not accidental. It's her subconscious at work, scanning for compatibility, gathering emotional bookmarks. Imagine this. You're hanging out at a coffee shop. You casually mention in passing that you've been really into this obscure indie band lately. You don't even think she's paying attention. You barely finish the sentence before moving on to another topic. But the next time you see her, she smiles and says, "Oh, by the way, I listened to that band you mentioned. They're actually pretty good." Suddenly, everything slows down. Your brain short-circuits for a second. You didn't even remember mentioning it, but she did. That's not just friendliness. That's targeted observation. It's emotional investment disguised as curiosity. You see, most guys think women only. Notice the big, flashy stuff: money, looks, status. And sure, those things might catch the eye initially. But when she's quietly evaluating you as boyfriend material, it's the small details that matter most. The subtle stuff that reveals who you really are when you're not trying to impress anyone. She's listening to your tone when you talk about your goals, watching how you treat the barista, picking up on the way your face lights up when you mention your childhood dog. She's not doing it to manipulate you. She's doing it because she's interested, because you've sparked something deeper. Then surface-level attraction. And here's the real kicker. She doesn't do this with every guy. Only the ones who stand out. Only the ones who make her think, "I could see myself with him." If she remembers these things about you, it's because you've already carved out space in her mind. So here's your move the next time you catch this happening. Share something intentional. Something just a bit unique about yourself. Maybe it's a personal story, a favorite hidden spot in the city, or even your weird obsession with documentaries about space. Then watch what happens. Watch if she brings it up later. Watch if she references it subtly, slipping it into conversation, because if she does, she's not just being polite. She's choosing you, piece by piece. And now, you're the guy who sees it. Here's something that'll throw most guys off balance if they're not ready for it. You're joking around, maybe sharing your favorite movie, or casually bragging about how good you are at something, and then out of nowhere she challenges you. Playfully, softly. Maybe she rolls her eyes and says, "Oh please, that movie is overrated." Or she smirks and fires back, "You really think you're that good at cooking?" At first, it might catch you off guard. You think, wait, was that teasing? Was she annoyed? Did I say something wrong? But pause. Look closer. Because this moment, this playful pushback, it's not rejection. It's attraction, wearing a disguise. You see, when a woman gently challenges you, it's not because she's trying to put you down. It's because she respects you enough to test your edges, to see if you can hold your ground without crumbling. It's her way of playfully poking at your confidence to see what happens next. Think of it like this: women challenge men they see as equals, as potential partners. Not because they want to fight, but because they want to flirt. Let's rewind to a scene. You're at a friend's game night, sitting across from her. You've just crushed everyone in a trivia round, feeling pretty good about yourself. You lean back, grin, and make a cocky comment. She raises an eyebrow and says, "Wow, someone's full of himself tonight." But here's the thing, there's a tiny smirk on her lips, a playful glint in her eyes. She's not trying to embarrass you. She's inviting you to play back. Most guys get defensive here. They either apologize too quickly or try to dominate the conversation, missing the entire point. But you know better now. That playful challenge is a spark. She's giving you permission to tease, to flirt, to show your confidence in a fun, low-stakes way. She's signaling, "I can handle your edge. Can you handle mine?" Here's the secret: women don't waste that energy on men they don't see as potential. She's watching how you respond because it tells her everything about your emotional resilience. If you get flustered or take it too seriously, she'll pull back. But if you smile, tease her right back, and keep your cool, that's when everything shifts. So here's what you do next time she fires one of those playful jabs. Smile. Don't overthink it. Tease her back lightly, confidently. Keep it fun. Make her laugh. Let her see that you're unfazed, unshaken, and completely comfortable in your skin. Because the man who can hold his own in playful sparring, that's the man she keeps thinking about after the night ends. And now, that man is you. There's something most guys completely overlook when it comes to women, and it's not what she says, or even how she looks at you. It's how she adjusts her time around you. And trust me, this one's subtle. So subtle, it slips under almost every man's radar. You mention in passing that you're going to be at that local food festival this weekend. Just throwing it out there. You weren't even inviting her, really. And a day later, she casually says, "Oh, I was thinking of checking out that festival, too. Might as well swing by." You pause, wondering if that's just coincidence. But here's the truth. It's almost never coincidence. When a woman starts making herself more available, suddenly having free time when you do, showing up at places you mention, or becoming flexible in her schedule, it's not random luck. It's not because she had nothing else to do. It's because she's shifting her orbit toward you, quietly, deliberately. Women are masters of subtlety. They'll never say, "I cleared my entire weekend hoping to bump into you." No, that would feel too obvious, too vulnerable. Instead, they disguise it as coincidence, as convenience. But what's really happening is this: she's making space for you in her life before you even realize it. Picture this. You're texting back and forth. You mention how your week's been crazy, and she asks when you'll finally have time to relax. You say, "Honestly, probably just Saturday night, planning to chill at home." A few hours later, she casually texts, "Oh, I think I'm staying in Saturday too." Nothing better than a lazy night, right? It sounds harmless, but underneath, she's planting a seed, showing you that she's aligned with your pace, matching your availability, hoping you'll pick up the cue. Most guys miss this completely. They think, what a coincidence, and go about their day. But now, you're not most guys. You see it. You feel a dot because this isn't just a scheduling thing. It's an emotional signal. When a woman starts creating overlap between her life and yours, whether it's through mutual plans, shared hangouts, or casual availability, it means you've already passed several of her quiet tests. You've moved from interesting stranger to potential priority. So here's what you do the next time you notice it. Don't ignore it. Lean in just slightly. If she mirrors your schedule, invite her into it. Casually, confidently. Something simple like, "If we're both having lazy nights, we might as well make it more fun." Watch how fast she agrees, because by the time she starts subtly aligning her life with yours, she's already halfway there. She's not just around you. She's investing in you. And now, you're the man who knows exactly what that means. There's one sign that stands above all the rest. One signal that most men never get to see. Because by the time it shows up, she's already decided you're different. This sign doesn't come through playful touches, lingering eye contact, or subtle jokes. It comes when her voice softens, when the playful banter fades, when suddenly she's no longer smiling just to flirt. She's sharing something real. It always catches you off guard the first time it happens. You'll be talking maybe about music or weekend plans or something light, and then she shifts. Her words slow down. She hesitates for a moment, as if deciding whether she should even say this out loud. And then it happens. She tells you about something personal, something vulnerable, a fear, a regret, a quiet dream she doesn't normally talk about. Maybe it's about her family. Maybe it's something from her past that still stings. Or maybe it's just that little confession of, sometimes I wonder if I'll ever really figure myself out. And in that moment, everything changes. This isn't a test anymore. This isn't flirtation. This is her letting her guard down. And that's the rarest signal of all. Most men never even recognize it. They hear her story and jump in with solutions. They try to fix it, to lighten the mood, to steer the conversation back to something more comfortable. But what they don't understand is this: she doesn't need answers. She doesn't want to be fixed. She wants to be seen, heard, accepted. Because here's the truth. Women guard their emotional world with walls so high, most men never even see the gates. But when she starts to open up, when she starts letting those walls down around you, it means she already sees you as something more. A safe space, a potential partner, someone who makes her feel something rare. Peace. Let's step into that moment. You're sitting on a park bench at night, the city quiet around you. She's staring at the skyline, her voice barely above a whisper. She says, "Sometimes I feel like everyone has it figured out but me." Her eyes don't meet yours right away. She's testing the water, seeing if you'll drown in it or stay still. This isn't just small talk. This is the final sign. The deepest one. Here's what you do next. Nothing fancy. Nothing clever. You don't jump in with advice or try to lighten the mood. You simply listen. Nod slowly. Hold her gaze when she looks back at you. Let her see, through your calm silence, that you're fully there. And then, you speak, softly. Maybe you say, "I get that." Maybe you just say, "That makes sense." Nothing more. No solutions. Just presence. Because what she really wants to know isn't whether you can fix her problems. It's whether you can sit with them. Whether you can handle her unfiltered truth. And when you do that, when you hold space for her vulnerability without judgment, you've unlocked something most men never will. You're no longer just that guy. You're the one she can cry in front of. The one she can laugh with after. The one she starts imagining a future with. You're not just boyfriend material. You're the man she trusts. Let's slow this down for a second, because everything we've just uncovered, it's a lot to take in. These signs aren't loud. They're not flashy. They're not the kind of signals you'll spot from across a crowded room like some Hollywood movie. They're quiet, subtle, hidden in the spaces between words, in the glances that linger, in the accidental coincidences that aren't really accidents at all. And now, you see them. But here's your cheat sheet. Your personal radar for spotting when a woman sees you as more than just some guy. When she's silently thinking, "This one feels different." First, she mirrors your emotional energy. Watch for it. When she leans in, when you lean in. When her laughter syncs with yours. When she matches your pace without even realizing it. She's already testing the rhythm between you two. Then, she creates those inside moments. Those shared jokes and whispered comments meant just for you. The private world only the two of you can access. If she's pulling you into that space, you're not just anyone anymore. You're in her circle. Next, she subtly tests your leadership. Pay attention. The where should we sit? Questions aren't random. She's watching how you respond. Confident, calm decisions, even in tiny moments, leave a lasting impression. After that, she starts noticing the small details about you. The things most people miss. Your favorite coffee. That weird band you mentioned once. The way you talk about your goals. If she brings it up later, she's been thinking about you. And then comes the playful challenge. She teases you, pushes back in a flirty way to see if you can handle her edge. Most guys fold or get defensive, but not you. You'll smile, tease her back, and enjoy the dance. Soon, you'll notice she's making time for you. Suddenly free when you are. Happening to show up where you'll be. Her schedule starts syncing with yours, and she makes it look effortless. That's no accident. She's investing. And finally, the deepest signal of all. She lets her guard down emotionally. She shares her fears, her dreams, her past. Her voice softens. Her gaze lingers. And in that moment, she's not testing you anymore. She's trusting you. That's it. 7 hidden signs. 7 moments most men never even see coming. But you're not most men anymore. Now you know exactly what to watch for. You know how to respond. You know what it means when she looks at you a little longer, laughs a little softer, and shares a little more. You're not chasing signals in the dark anymore. You're the kind of man who sees clearly, and that already puts you in a category most guys never reach. Now here's your move. Think back, when was the last time you saw one of these signs? When was the last time a woman mirrored your energy, or gently challenged you, or opened up in a way that caught you off guard? Drop it in the comments. Share your story. You never know who's been through the same dot. And remember, the last sign, the one about emotional vulnerability, that's the one that changes everything. Because once she trusts you with her truth, she's already chosen you.